how's it going? This is Darrin with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. Today I want to show you how to play Heaven by Warrant. So this is a fairly easy song to play, mostly just kind of basic beginner chords, a couple of bar chords in there that, you know, for good measure, but all in all pretty simple. And this is an acoustic rendition that I've put together, so it's simplified from the original version and stuff, so you can just play this by yourself, you know, at the next barbecue, up camping, something like that. So it's all just on acoustic guitar. So be sure to click the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look. Alright, so let's go over some of the chords that we're going to be using with this. So the first one we have is C add 9. So C add 9, I'm on the 3rd fret of the A string with my 2nd finger, and the 2nd fret of the D string with my 1st finger. The G string is open, and I'm on the 3rd fret of the B string with my 3rd finger, and the 3rd fret of the high E with my 4th finger. Now, there are other times in the song where they'll actually do the C add 9, but they'll have the high E string open, so you just simply remove your pinky, and you'll just kind of see that in the tab when you're going through the song. All right, so we have a C add 9, and then we have G over B. So the only time they use this G over B, I believe, is in the intro, but we still need to go over it, right? So what it is basically is if you just take your regular G chord and just take your middle finger off, and then just don't play the low E, just start strumming on the A string. So going from the C add 9 to that, we just remove our middle finger and move our 1st finger from the D string to the A string, 2nd fret. And then we have D. So the D string is open, I'm on the 2nd fret of the G string with my 1st finger, 3rd fret of the B string with my 3rd finger, and 2nd fret of the high E with my 2nd finger. Okay, so those are the chords that are in the intro. Now in the verse, we've got G, regular old G, so if we just take that G over B we did and just put your middle finger here onto the 3rd fret of the low E, that's G. Then we have B minor 7, so this is probably the most difficult chord in the song if you're a beginner. We're going to take our 1st finger, just bar it across the first 5 strings at the 2nd fret, and then my 2nd finger goes onto the 3rd fret of the B string, and my 3rd finger goes onto the 4th fret of the D string. And then we've got D suspended 4, so if we take D and you just put your pinky down onto the 3rd fret of the high E, that's D suspended 4. Okay, and in the pre-chorus section we have just regular C. So I'm on the 3rd fret of the A string with my 3rd finger, 2nd fret of the D string with my 2nd finger, G string is open. I'm on the 1st fret of the B string with my 1st finger, and the high E is open. Okay, and then later on in the song, the solo section, we have A major. It actually has a key change. So how I'm doing it is the A string is open, and then I'm barring the D, G, and B strings all at the 2nd fret, just with my 1st finger. And then E major. So low E is open, 2nd fret of the A string with my 2nd finger, 2nd fret of the D string with my 3rd finger, 1st fret of the G string with my 1st finger, and the B and high E strings are open. Okay, and then the last chord, the song at the end of it, it goes into, it just choruses out, but it does have a key change in it. So the chord that we've got in there that's going to be an unusual one is A over A flat. So we take our regular A, just the way we did it a minute ago, but then we're also going to pick up the 4th fret of the low E, and I'm just going to use my 3rd finger. So when you play that, it's a little dissonant sounding. You don't want the 5th string, you don't want to hear the A string, so my 3rd finger is just kind of drooping over a little bit to keep that A string muted. Alright, so I believe that is all of the chords for the complete song. Alright, so first let's go over this intro. So this intro, we start off, we've got the C add 9. And the strum on this, I'm just, trying to keep it simple, but this is like what I've said in like these previous acoustic guitar videos that I've been doing, that you kind of want to really try to feel out that strumming pattern. But the strumming pattern that I've got in for this makes it's easy to play along with. So we've got the C add 9, and we've got that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and so down, 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 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go to the G over B. So we just make that change. Second finger comes off. First finger moves from the D string to the second fret of the A string. Same strum. So the first two measures. Then to D. Alright, so we go to that D, and it's 1, 2, and 3. And then on the 4, we're going to put our pinky down and make the D suspended 4. And then that's tied to the downbeat of 1 of the next measure. Then we go back to D for and 2, 3, and 4, and. So that's the intro. And then from there it goes into the verse. Alright, so for the verse we start off with G. That's one way you could do it. You just kind of want to feel it out. So if like you can listen to, you got a picture of your house, got a picture of your house. B minor 7, same strum. C add 9. Okay, so when we go to this C add 9 here, it's got that same strum that we started with on the G. So we got G, E minor 7, C add 9, right there with that C add 9 at the end of it, long one. And then from there it goes into the pre-chorus. So in the pre-chorus we start off with the C. So it's the same kind of strum we did before. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and D, 2, 3, 4, and G, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we got this little riff that it's something that kind of the bass is doing in this part of the song, but I think it kind of really adds a lot to it. So we start off with that C, D, and then the G. So the same thing, the down, pause, down, down, up. And then we're going to take our first finger and move it from the second fret of the A string to the second fret of the low E. And we're going to strum that and do a hammer on to the third fret. Like that. So that whole pre-chorus, or excuse me, not the whole pre-chorus, just that first part of the pre-chorus. Back to C, D, G, C add 9. Now this C add 9 is the one where you leave the first string open. Now if you don't, it still sounds good, but it just I like it with the open string. It kind of gives a leading tone to go into the next part of the song. This part of the song is the chorus. So we start off with G, that same strum. 1, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, C, 9. So, heaven is too far away. Okay, so when we go to that C add 9, the first two are just long strums, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So, again with the open high E. And then from there I believe it goes into like another verse and then another chorus. And then from there it goes into the guitar solo. So we're not going to do the actual guitar solo, but I do want to go over what the rhythm part is so that way you could play along with it. Alright, so for the guitar solo it has this key change. So we start with A major, and it's that same strum. 1, 2, 3, 4 and E, 2, 3, 4 and D. So it's just kind of like the same rhythm that was on the pre-verse or the pre-chorus, but it's just in a a key change. So we have the A, E, D, and then that repeats. I think it repeats 3 times. I believe from there it goes into another verse after that. Alright, and then finally we have the closing chorus on it where it kind of choruses out, but this is also in it with a key change. So we start off, it's kind of like the solo section sort of, but this is where it has that A over A flat. So we start off with the A, 1, 2, 3, 4, A, and then it goes to the A over A flat, but the rhythm changes. So we've got. So when we go to that A over A flat, we hit that on the downbeat of 1, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and, or excuse me, and 4 and. After it then goes to D, and then back to the A over A flat. So those 3 measures: A over flat, D, end of the song. So after it repeats, I don't remember how many times it does it quite a few times. So like the last time through you'd be the A. Just like that. Right, so that's all of the parts to the song. Quite a lot, of stuff. I mean, it's it's very repetitive, but there's there's a few different parts and stuff you have to work with, and then just listen to the original song, and you'll be able to identify when you're playing the parts. Oh, okay, well, this is the verse, this is the chorus, and to be able to like kind of put it all together. And one thing I forgot to mention, they are tuned down a half step, and I am not. I am in standard tuning right now. So if you tried to play in standard tuning along with the song, it's going to sound terrible because you're going to be a half step, half step higher in pitch. So if you want to play along with the original song, just tune down to E flat, A flat, D flat, so on and so forth. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that and you got something out of it. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below if you have a question about this or any other guitar related questions. I try to check out those questions and answer them. If you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out any of the content that we upload throughout the week. Well, that is all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching and have a great day.